Hello, hello. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I've got something that I think you're going to get excited about because let me tell you something. I'm excited about it. You probably saw me make something like this a few years ago, but I am now making a ton of these because you can use this all year. You can grow things in this, and this is small enough that you can move it on a balcony, a deck, in the house. You can grow in small places. I'm going to show you why and how, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, I can do this. Anybody can do this. So let's get into this right away so I can explain to you what is going on. These are clear containers. Now, I know I've told you you can't grow in them, and that is true. The clear containers, whether they're a 2 or a 5, from the sunlight will break down in less than a year, but you're not going to grow in them. This is going to be either a growing farm or like a mini farm, or you can use it as a greenhouse. Now, you can't just use it like this, and though you have seen me cut the lid out, put some tulle in here, and then go ahead, attach it and put it back. But the problem is you only have that depth, and you want more. You want more lift, so you can use it maybe all season, depending on what you're growing. So what you're going to do here is you're going to cut up the lid. I'm going to show you in a second exactly how to do it. Now, you can tweak it to your liking, but I want to show you these two totes. This container is from Dollar Tree, and it's $3. You can't beat this. This one is a little shorter, though I will say I think it's better quality. This is made by Sterlite. I love Sterlite. And this one was under $3 from Walmart. I'm probably going to gravitate more to these because I've already bought 4 of these and a few of these, and I really like them. Though it is a little bit shorter, and you can see that here. Let me show you. The base is still exactly the same. So it may look shorter, and I'll show you so you understand this totally. But you can see here, the base is the same size. So whatever you can put in the bigger one, you're going to put in this one. That's why it won't matter. This one is just a little higher by about an inch. So this one's a little bit smaller when it comes to that. But the quality, I will tell you, is much better. But you get whatever you want. I'll try to see if I can tag that underneath. And then, of course, this one from Dollar Tree, you'd have to go in and get it. The top is a little bit thinner, but both of them are going to be good to cut, and I'm going to guess that this one will go on for many, many years, depending on where you put this one. If you put it in direct sunlight, probably a couple years. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make a hood, and let me show you the hood and why this is so great. Look at this. Now, you've seen me do it on the 18-gallon totes. This is why I'm crazy about this. It's literally going to cost you next to nothing. You're going to buy a $3 container. You're going to use the lid to make this. Yes, you're going to use the lid. And then you're going to get some tulle. Now, if you don't want to use tulle, let me see what I've got in here. And you want to turn it into a full greenhouse. You can use a shower curtain, or you can use some plastic. This is off of some flags I bought, garden flags, and you can cover this in plastic if it's cool and you want to make it a greenhouse. So either way will work. Now, I don't need a greenhouse. We've been warm this winter. We're still in winter, and we're like 75 degrees, but I want this as a growing medium. Now, what I'm going to do in here, and I'll show you, I've got it growing out on the deck, is I'm going to line this with plants. I'm going to put my seedlings in. Look at this. I've got some, what do I have growing in here? I have got cauliflower. You can start your seeds in here, which would be fantastic. And then you can put your lid on there, especially in the spring when you're growing outside. But again, you want to do this now. I don't care if you're 20 inches under snow. You go order these on Walmart, they'll deliver it, or go to a Dollar Tree or go wherever and get these small totes. These are what, about 14 quarts. This one's 12. And then you can start your seeds in here. This will stop the draft. This will keep it warm. And if you want to have holes in your containers, it won't matter. You can have this in the house. You can have 10 of them in the house. It's not going to go anywhere. The reason I like to hood, and this is what I am using it for now, is Yes, you can start your seedlings in there and then do what you want. But what if you were growing a mushroom plant? I love this. This tastes like mushrooms. What if you were growing lettuce? You can make a bunch of these, stuff them, cover them, and guess what? No birds are going to get it. No insects. You've got this protected and you can go away. The only thing that's going to tear this apart is your dog, if you've got a dog, if they wanted to. But otherwise, rats generally won't touch this. No rodents are going to bother with it because they get their nails stuck in this and they run. They think it's a trap. You can sit this anywhere and then you can shade it. You can put, like I said, a flag on top. Some old t-shirt you've got. Let's see, your t-shirt wore out. You can cut it up and drape it over. And you can attach it with paper binders or clothespins by just clipping this on with your flag. I am so excited about this. This is no joke. I'm going to have a ton of these all over because I'm going to grow my lettuce in here. And when it's too sunny in the summer, pick the whole thing up and move it in the shade. And then maybe you want it to have morning sun, move it somewhere else. This is 100% portable and cheap. So let me show you right now how you can make this for you and make it for some of your friends. And please, because I think this is going to be really important, please share this and show other people what you're doing, because this is going to get people to grow food. You can grow your herbs in here. You can grow lettuce in here. You can grow parsley. You can grow anything you want. Kale, little collards, any greens you want in here, because you don't need to have them pollinated. You could grow radishes and other things in here. You could take the lid off at times if you want. And I'll tell you another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to be growing strawberries in here. Now, yes, strawberries may need some pollination, but I'm going to take it off during the day. And then as, the day goes on, when I walk by, I'll drop it on. And once the strawberries start, nothing's getting my strawberries, just me. Let's go right in and let me show you how to make this. Now, this is how easy it is to make. We're going to cut the center out. I will give you hints on how to do this as we go through this. Now, here I'm going to put the knife through just to start it so I can cut it with the scissors afterwards. If you can sit this out in the sun for about 20 minutes or run it under hot water in the sink, I'll tell you something. It will cut even easier than what you saw here. Now, I decided to put it on the edge of a table and start to cut it through. Now, I don't want to break it, but I'll tell you, if you break it, you can still patch it. I have done it, and it will work fine. And then once I had it started, I could take my scissors and just slowly go around. Now, take your time, because once this is done, you're not doing it again. So you don't have to rush. And go all the way around because we want the center. Voila! We've got the center now. Now, this is what I want out of the center. See how nice and flexible it is? Oh, this is going to be fantastic. Absolutely love it. We're going to cut 8 strips. They're about 1 inch wide, give or take. It doesn't have to be perfect. So just take your scissors and just go on through. This plastic is so easy to cut, and you're going to have such a great mini greenhouse or mini garden that nothing's going to get to it. I love this. So just cut it out. Now we've got our 8 strips. Now we're going to build our hood. And it's very easy. You could use one, but I want it nice and tall because I'm going to leave my plants in there the whole time. There'll be times I'll start seeds in there, and there'll be times I just want to leave the entire plant. Now here I'm just trimming the edges because, when you cut it, it's kind of sharp and it's not straight. And now I am stapling 2. We're going to take 2, 2, and 2, 6 pieces, and we're going to staple them together. So we're going to make 3 extra long lengths out of the plastic. See? And just staple it. This is a paper stapler. I use a pair of pliers, just kind of smash down the staples so it won't be sharp, and it holds really good. See that? And you can put 4, 5, whatever. Staples are cheap. And you can offset them too when you're putting them in. Now, if you feel it's sharp or you want to just do this, take painter's tape and go ahead and put it on the back of the staples. Do I do it? Usually no, but it really makes it nice to handle, and the painter's tape won't come off. Once it's on, it will stay on. I use it all over the garden. Usually 2 years later, I'm still taking it off. Now we're going to hoop it. We're going to make a hoop top. And we may have to trim it at times. Now make sure your 3 pieces that we put together, the long ones, are about the same size. It won't matter if they're a little bit off. Now we're going to take our stapler, our pliers stapler, and we're going to staple it to the top. Look how easy this is. You can't get any easier than this. And you can offset it. See, now if it doesn't go on, take it off and do it again. See how I offset it? So it might be not completely on the whole thing, but it will hold good. And we're going to do this with all 3 of these extra long strips that we made. And again with the pliers, just to keep it so it's nice and taut and it won't be sharp. And we're going to do it on both sides. Now we have a hoop house, don't we? Look at this, $3. You can't beat this, but we're going to do all of them. And it's that easy. Just take your time, don't rush. Is that not cool? Now we're going to take the 2 extra strips and we're going to trim them. So if they're sharp or not straight, you know, we're going to take the edges off. If they're curled, like maybe when you cut the top out from the center, it might have a little curl to it. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can cut a strip off if you feel it won't staple on well. I think you may not know what I'm talking about, but the center was kind of like it had a design, so it can create a little bit of a curl. And if it's not in the way, then go ahead and start stapling it. See what we're doing? Isn't this cool? It's creating support. Now we can't put it on the top because we have all the staples and it's doubled already, but we're going to offset them on the sides. So we're going to have 1 on each side. Now this strip, I took off the edge to make it nice and straight, but it had a little bit of a curl from the design, so I'm just trimming the edge there. That's what I was talking about before. If you take care of this, this will last you years. This is perfect for starting your seeds in it and for also growing plants in it too, like lettuce, parsley, herbs, all kinds of stuff. Okay, I ran out of staples. Now I want you to see, this is a paper stapler. This isn't any fancy mechanical thing. It's just a plain old paper stapler. The only difference is it's called a plier staple. I bought this one at Walmart and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so easy to use. Now look at this. The hood is done. Now what do we need now? You could leave it, but nuh-uh. We're going to put tulle on this. Now this is the turquoise tulle that you can get for less than $10 for 40 yards, 54 inches wide. Unbelievable. And I've got the link in my description. You have to look for it. So go into the description, hit more. There might be a word more, and hit more again if you don't see it, and start looking through the links. I found the best price on eBay. Now we want to make sure, I cut it here and I did measure it, that it's going to touch all 4 sides of the top. That is so no insects will be able to get in. If it's too short, then cut a bigger piece, and that's going to work. Look at this. I cut the perfect size. Now if you want, you can double the tulle. Here I doubled it, but sometimes I don't when I make them. And I can't give you the measurements because you might get a container that's a little different. So you'll lay it on top and make sure you've got enough. Now all you're going to do is take your paper stapler and you're going to staple all the way around. You can put as many or as few as you want. Just go on both sides, the long sides, the shorter sides, and staple it on. Remember, the tulle is being stapled to the outside because this has to snap on to the container. So when stapling, don't tuck it underneath on the lid. You can't get any easier than this. Just kind of take your time, staple around it, and that's all there is to it. Once you're completely done, you're going to trim off the excess. And if it's in your way as you're stapling it, trim it. Is this not gorgeous? When you cover those plants in there, you're not going to have anything getting there. Nothing's going to bother your plants. I love this. And of course, you could always do plastic on this if you want to turn it into a greenhouse. I'm using it as a grow box for seeds and for lettuce. And you can grow full-size romaine lettuce in here. Is this not cool? Love it. Can you get any easier than that? You don't even need any tools to speak of. I mean, it's going to be easy. The whole thing will cost you probably, with the tulle and everything, $4, because this tulle, 40 yards, you're using what, 2 feet? If that, 40 yards for less than $10. This is my lifesaver in the garden. And one other thing, let's step outside and let me show you the lettuce I've got growing. And it looks a little skimpy, but I actually been picking the leaves off of them right away. But you can set up, you can have a whole farm of these. You can set them up all over. And then a friend comes over and they look at your garden and say, wow, you got mini gardens all over. You go, you know what? You're my best friend. Go ahead and take one. And you can give them one. Cost you what, $3? You can give them one with a couple lettuce started. You can get your friends to garden and your family. So let's go outside, take a look at the lettuce, and then we'll come right back. So here is one of my containers that is set up outside. There's a whole bunch of lettuce growing in the red cups. Now, of course, you can use any flower pots you want, and they're going to get bigger. They can go all the way to the top. But think about it. When summer comes and it's so hot and you tell me, oh, my lettuce died outside, you could be growing multiples of these. You could be having lettuce every night. When it gets hot, bring it in the house where you've got air conditioning, or at least where it's cooler. Keep life simple. And by keeping life simple and gardening easy, you're going to garden for life. You're going to be able to grow anything you want with these portable units. I mean, you've got mini gardens all over. I can't see it being any easier. And if it's not too hot outside, just stick a flag or a piece of material on top if the sun is too bright to protect whatever you're growing in there. So I hope this is sparking ideas on how you can make things yourself and not have to spend a fortune to grow a lot of good food. Now, I will tell you one other thing. If you're excited about this, and if you like this as much as I do, and I'm going to tell you I am crazy about it, please leave your comments. And if I get enough comments that this is really a great idea and you love it, because you know I do it with the big ones, and that's how I grow so many other plants. You're not going to grow a zucchini in here unless you get the mini ones. You can grow a tomato in here if you get the little tiny patio ones. But the point is, I'm crazy about this, and I want to hear your comments on that. Now, I will tell you one other thing. There is another way of making this. There's multiple ways. And if you want to see my other one, I've got another version. Say, hey, I really like this and I'm interested in seeing your new version. And go ahead, leave that comment, and I will get that one together too. Because it takes time to put videos together. And I just wanted to get this one out as fast as possible. But this is just so great. And like I said, no tucking. You don't want to pull the tool in here because it's got to snap on. So the tool is going to be on the outside, as I showed you. So I'm excited about this. I am making a whole bunch. I ordered 4 more of these, and I'm probably going to get some more after I get those together. And then I'm going to get more of these going. And they're just the perfect size to move around. I'm going to move a lot of my seedlings out as the weather warms up outside. So I'm going to go set these up all over outside. And then what I won't have to worry about is no aphids. I won't have to worry about the cabbage moth coming and laying her eggs. She's not going to be able to get to them because these plants you're going to put in here don't need any pollination. And if you keep them covered, all she can do is fly by, and that's all she can do. And keep your plants in here. And if you want to go bigger, of course you can go bigger. You've seen me make the big ones. But these, you can just put them anywhere. You can bring them in and out, and you can give them away as gifts. So I hope I sparked some ideas. I'm going to be reading those comments, and I hope you're excited about this as I am. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. I love this.